Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Sesh. I am your host, Raveheart, here with my best friend, my co-host, my partner in crime, Taylor Surreal. How's it going, man?
It's going well. It's going real well. I'm excited to talk about the race coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Steermark or the Styrian or the whatever EN Grand Prix, but it's at the Red Bull Ring. It's in Austria. I'm sure Steven Spielberg has something to do with it since the closest town has the exact same name, which I just found so weird. But we're gonna move on from that. Let's just jump right into it. So yeah, the only previous winner of the Styrian Grand Prix is Lewis Hamilton.
Very interesting.
And that happened last year because apparently this is like same kind of bit as what happened last year with COVID and everything, and them having to kind of rearrange the schedule, so it's doubleheader again in Austria. But the fastest lap actually belongs to Mr. Carlos Sainz from McLaren with a 105.619.
Which was interesting because he finished in what, like 8th or something in that race?
Something like that, yeah. Like Valtteri has the overall lap record. I think it's like a 102 something.
Oh,
but that's what got him on pole. But fastest lap in the race, it's a 105. We got the track length, which is 2.7 miles for
very
all of
short.
us. Yes, very short. Or 4.32 if you want that in, Euro miles.
They're doing 70 some odd laps.
71 laps.
Yep.
And the forecast, which I want to point out the amount of time it took me to figure out what the fucking weather was going to be in Spielberg, Austria, in fucking Fahrenheit took way too long. It's like, hey, F1 website, I understand that not everyone's on the metric system, all right? For those of us imperialists, put that shit in Fahrenheit for us, please. I don't know how to do that math in my head. But yeah, it's going to be...
That's one quick Google search.
Yep, 87 degrees, or that's the forecast at least. It's forecast to be 87 degrees, and it's between a 40 and 60% chance of rain, depending on who you ask. And we've talked about this already, but I'm praying for rain. I want it. I want another chaotic wet race.
Me too. Hot, potentially humid. I've never been to Austria. And raining. This is interesting. And this is going to bring us into some interesting tire talk in the future.
Yeah.
What in the world? Heat, humidity, potentially, and rain.
Yep. And I believe they're running the middle compounds of tires. Whatever those are.
Whatever the fuck that even means at this point with these tires, Pirelli.
Yeah. The tire related shenanigans are something that may eventually require their own video at some point. But yeah, let's
we'll talk that after the race.
Yeah, let's jump it. Let's jump into the storylines here. So, first one I want to talk about is, do you think there's actually a home race advantage in F1? Like, we've played normal sports. There is definitely a home field advantage.
Right.
But when it's something like racing, I can't see how, unless they're testing there, which, as I understand, they don't test in different places. They all have to go to Spain or wherever.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah.
No, but I don't believe it's. I don't believe it's a home court advantage at all. I don't think that that's real in racing. unless, like you say, they practice there or something, which should be a conflict of interest. I don't think so at all, because at any moment or any person that's involved with the driving, that track could click with them. I don't think it has anything to do with who's in the stands, or because at an F1 race, can you even hear the fans if you're in the cockpit? I don't think so. Probably not. Like, I don't think it has anything to do
Between
with it.
like earplugs, helmet, engine,
Fire
probably not.
protective shit.
Yeah.
No. All
Like,
the other engines, no.
yeah. You're
So
not.
no,
You're
I don't
not.
think there is.
You're not hearing the crowd until you're on the podium. Accepting your
No.
trophy. Which I want to point out. I want to give the French Grand Prix some props for the Harambe trophies that they handed out. Those things are fucking great.
Okay, I don't know, but I don't know what's going on with that, but I know that icon of the gorilla thing is a thing in France, because there's a guy, fashion designer that I used to follow that's big. He's got a store on Rodeo, whatever. He had one of those like 4 years ago in his driveway in all red, and he lives in Monaco. And I was like, interesting. That thing's badass. And then I was like, hold up, that's the exact same thing that's the trophy for this race. I was like, so it's got to be a thing.
Well, we'll have to look into it. Hopefully hopefully we're racing in Japan this year, and they do Mario themed trophies or, whatever. That would be dope.
Oh my god, yes. Okay.
What if all F1 trophies had to be, modeled after, significant figures in that country's pop culture? That would be great.
That'd be hilarious.
Comical. Yeah. New video coming soon. So speaking of the weather, because that's basically most of what we're going to be focusing on. If rain is a factor, who are you giving the edge to? Sir Lewis or Mad Max?
At this point, I have to say Hamilton. He's experienced with the track. He knows he's won it before. He's a beast regardless. But that being said, anything could happen. He could slip up, clip his front wing, and then there's a yellow flag, and some weird stuff could happen. He could be eliminated from the race immediately in the first lap. But I think I'm leaning Hamilton.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that here in a bit. I honestly, maybe overall, I think Hamilton will probably have the edge, but, if you look at Imola, Max was basically rolling into that first corner like, fuck you, this is mine.
True.
And Lewis had the mistake later on in the race. I don't know. I think the fact that Max seems to want this more. It's like, although he goes on, he's talking in the media about, oh, I have nothing to prove and blah, 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 blah. No, he's rolling in there like, I want to fucking win this thing and I want to win it big. Just to prove that I'm the best.
He's also never won 4 in a row.
Well, he ain't winning 4 in a row this time either because, Baku kind of fucked that one up. But Red Bull, I'm sure Red Bull would love to take another one. Just to extend that lead in the constructors over Mercedes. The Christian Horner, Toto Wolff beef, drama intensifies. But, alright, on to the next one. Again, if weather-related shenanigans ensue, what midfield driver do you think has the best chance of pulling in a podium? And I know your answer.
Norris.
Yep, I knew that. I literally knew your answer when I wrote that question in the outline.
Or Sainz.
See, I'm going Pierre Gasly.
I could have guessed that one as well. My boy Gasly. I don't hate him.
It's as damn it, Helmut Marko, as he said, the stylish Frenchman. I don't know. I like Pierre. We gotta get you back. We gotta get you on. Leave a comment telling Taylor to watch Drive to Survive. Let's bully him in the comments to make him watch it, please.
I keep forgetting it exists.
It's like
I'm sorry.
it's like literally he is a guy who has told me multiple times, like, dude, I look forward to the races all week, but yet hasn't watched Drive to Survive yet. I can't wrap my head around that.
I forget it exists. I don't even. I just.
But I
There's
think
so many other. Mark Weens. I don't know, man.
it's like I think Gasly like is one of those guys who is definitely good at taking advantage when there's chaos further up the grid. And obviously, we can't guarantee that that chaos is going to be there this weekend, but God,
If it
I'm
rains,
crossing my fingers, hoping
if
it
it rains,
happens.
there will be hell.
Depending on the level of political correctness in our viewer pool, I might pull out my old Relucky Rabbit's foot for this one. Just you know,
Ooh,
yes,
okay.
I'm dating myself because I actually have one.
I used to have one. I don't have it with me now, but I had one.
It's
Okay, so small track, potentially hot and wet, but definitely gonna be hot. Gonna be interesting. Are the tires gonna wear out quicker than expected again? Is everybody's pitting strategy? We're doing 71 laps. It's a 2.7 mile race.
it's like the I I forget who it was, whoever's coverage I was watching, but basically they were saying that like last time it was a one stopper, and like the hards went or like the mediums went for like 30 plus laps or something like that. But I mean, we'll see. I guess really what I'm hoping for. Um, I'm really hoping for rain. I really want to see what happens. But all right, so
Yeah,
if
same.
assuming that there's chaos up the grid and a midfield team pulls a podium, what backmarker team do you think is gonna score some points?
Okay, so
I think George Russell has to be like at the top of that list of like after the last one. It's like dude puts his dude puts himself in P12. And it's like the one race in like the last like 3 years where there's no DNFs. He was on the verge of the points, but then bad luck. So basically,
uh,
he's already on Valtteri levels of Mercedes second driver bad luck, um, but he's just driving for Williams right now.
has um, Aston Martin finished in
Yeah,
the points
yeah.
recently?
I think like
Because I've been.
I think it's Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams are like the real bottom three.
Then probably Williams, if because I mean the talent is just overwhelming with Russell.
Yep, either that or you know Kimmy pulls a Kimmy and manages to find a way to navigate his way through the chaos on his. You know me. I think Kimi Räikkönen literally rolls up to the grid with, three tabs on his tongue and a bottle of absinthe in his hand. It's just like, let's fucking do this. Like, I legitimately believe that that guy just drives fucked up all the time.
Maybe he's the spirit animal.
It's either him or James Hunt, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that at some point later on. But all right, yeah. On to this week's big question. What do you think about back-to-back races at the same track?
It's weird, man. I don't know if I like it, but with the curveball of the weather,
Yeah,
this
that
could
that's
be interesting. This could be maybe we get a rained out race the first time, and then the second time is dry and beautiful. So we see two completely different races. That'd be
that
cool.
that ideally that is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping
Yes.
for you know alternating conditions to make the same track completely different. I think in this instance in Austria because they've done it this way before, I think it kind of works. But it's like with the US Grand Prix, I don't know if two circuits, like two race weekends in a row in Austin is going to work out well. Like,
Seems weird.
what
It'll be
I
the
would
same conditions both times.
ideally, what I would love to see, if it can be worked out, is have the first week in Austin, then come up north to the land of corn and soybeans that is the state of Indiana, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course for the second race, which we haven't raced at for a while because of the whole tire war drama that happened at that U.S. Grand Prix. It's a whole thing. We'll get into it. Taylor's looking at me like I've got 3 fucking heads right now. But
Because I'm like, you meant to say Long Beach.
no. Because Indianapolis is closer to my house. Like, Indianapolis is like a few hour drive.
Long Beach.
No, Indianapolis.
Yachts. Water.
The Brickyard, bro. That's the home of American motorsport. Like,
no. Let IndyCar do that. We want luxury and
oh yeah, because you know what
waterfront property.
Yeah, because you know what the picture of luxury is? Long Beach, California.
When was the last time you were there? Right there where the racetrack is beautiful, baby. The high-rise hotels, high-rise apartments right there look better than Santa Monica.
You couldn't do an F1 race in Santa Monica. That would be impossible.
No, because they don't have a track built into the city like Long Beach does.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but like
we were talking about,
it's like, I mean,
weather conditions.
In a location where the weather conditions can vary greatly from, week to week during the summer. It's like Austin, Texas, for those unaware, it's just hot all the time. And yeah, like, you're gonna get the exact same race twice, unless, I don't know, they run it backwards the second time, which I think that could be interesting, but I don't even know if that's doable.
Backtrack again with the race coming up. Let's say it doesn't rain, but it's cloud covered, and it's still hot.
If it's hot, if it's humid,
but say they were expecting 87, but it's like 77, but it's muggy. So Mercedes again is doing, no, we're sticking with the data, we're running with the hards or whatever. And then everybody else sort of adjusts. But then the next race is just straight sunny. But still hot. And it's way hotter. It's like maybe 90 degrees. And dude, all I'm saying is this week could be the first race of this twofer, could be the best.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's up in the air as to what's gonna happen, but just kind of the intrigue of it, I'm very much enjoying that.
Exactly. The intrigue.
And there's some it's Formula Dank, r/Formula Dank on Reddit. There's been a lot of good rain related memes on there the last couple of days. I've enjoyed that quite a bit. But all right, it's that time of the week again, my friend. The Predictors Championship. Now,
going over my notes.
Right now, I'm sitting on a 26-2 lead. So I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna start with my pole and my fastest lap. So, last time we were at a wet race, which was Imola, I think Max or not, Carlos. Fuck. I don't remember who was on pole. It was the other Red Bull. It was Checo. Checo was on pole at Imola.
You're talking last year.
No, I'm talking about
this year.
A few weeks ago. Yeah, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. But in that Q3, Lando Norris laid down a fucking screamer of a lap. And he got fucked by track limits. But my pole sitter for this race is gonna be Lando Norris. Yeah, I've got a big lead. I told you I'm going bold. So yeah, Lando Norris on pole. We're gonna get Maximilian Verstappen his extra championship point for fastest lap. Now, P1. I gotta go Max again. Because, I don't know, I think as fast as Lando could be, even sitting on pole, I just think that Red Bull's got the legs. Like, it will
Unless
blitz.
something crazy happens.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens. I just have this gut feeling that there will come a point in those. I want to point out 3 DRS zones on this relatively short track. So,
What?
yeah, I think
Sway.
one of the stewards must have been drunk, or something like that, or
It's a Red Bull track.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? It's like motor racing's supposed to be dangerous, so I guess they were just like, you know what? Let's fucking do it. Let's let it go. Yeah, I think Red Bull is gonna reel in Lando at some point. So yeah, my P1 is gonna be Max. My P2 is gonna be Valtteri Bottas.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think Valtteri's gonna come in pissed, and gonna wanna prove something to Sir Lewis and Toto. I have a feeling he's gonna drive like a man possessed this weekend. I don't know. I'm feeling it. He also he's got the overall lap record, so we gotta count that in.
I was gonna say he didn't do too bad.
And just like the last time, Lando Norris raced in the rain, and should have put his car on pole. I have a feeling he's gonna end up P3.
That's the one where we agree.
Oh, so you're just gonna put Lando in at P3 every weekend?
That's my P3. That's my dude. Shall I go? I think you've covered them all, right? Yeah? No?
Yep.
P1. I got Sainz.
All right.
I got Sainz. He's been there before. He's done it before. He's familiar with the track, apparently. If the rain holds out during that kind of, when they're doing that qualifying, I think he's got it.
So you're counting on that Ferrari 1 lap pace to.
I'm counting on it. I am. He's been there before. He's done it before. He just, for whatever reason, he's with it. But I'm not counting on him for the race.
Yeah, their race pace is fucked, especially with all their tire problems.
So what was the order? We went P1 or
we went pole and then fastest lap.
Fastest lap. I might have to do Bottas. I might have Bottas on the fastest lap just because of history. And he's not a bad driver. He's a very good driver. Like, he is. Just because you're number 2 at Mercedes doesn't mean you're like that, just that guy. Like, you are the fucking man as well. And he showed it recently. Like, he knows what he's talking about, and he's a good driver.
Yeah, pit me, baby, one more time.
So I got Bottas. Fastest lap. For P1. This is becoming a reoccurring thing, but I got Hamilton. Hamilton. I got to stick with my guns here.
All right.
Even in a crazy situation.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
I think even in a crazy situation, somehow he's going to squirm his way through. He was too polite at the podium ceremony in this last race. And by that, I can see the rage boiling within him. He's coming for blood. I said this before, but this man is unbelievable. Max Verstappen at P2. And I already said P3 is your boy Norris, because I think, for whatever reason, I feel like those two are going to make it through some kind of weird yellow-red flags. and I think it's going to affect that upper middle pack. And I think Norris is going to maybe not do that well in qualifying, whatever, be in the middle pack and swoop in underneath that upper middle. That's maybe 2 or 3 cars get lost. Or, I mean, you saw him climbing in the last race.
Yeah.
He could start at P7 and climb all the way up to P3.
If the strategy's right, and this is really just kind of like taking a shot in the dark at this point,
Yeah,
because to be entirely honest, like, we are not experts.
we're guessing.
Yep, we're just going with our gut.
Exactly.
It will be interesting, and I'm excited to see how it all pans out.
Well, and I love the fact that we didn't pick all the same guys. This is like a whole fight. Like,
Yeah, I'm basically trying to take a little bit of advantage to make some bold choices because I got a bit of a lead. But if you start to reel me in, then I may be forced to go conservative. But as of right
hey,
now,
you might double up today. This race, you might just straight double your lead. You don't know. We're going with our guts, people.
yep, the degenerate gamblers in us are leading the way.
Yes, sir.
But all right, everybody. If you all want to take a little shot at the Predictors Championship, we might put a little something together. If somebody can go for a clean sweep in the comments, if you pick them all right, I don't know. We'll find something to send you. But yeah, leave a comment, subscribe. Spam your grandma, all that shit. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Adios.